ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभयश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुन् दीनतारिणम्। हरे कृष्ण। Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We are reading introduction to the Bhagavad Gita, and today is the fourth day of reading introduction. We are going to start reading the paragraph where it starts, "In this world, man is not meant to toil like hogs. He must be intelligent to realize the importance of human life and refuse to act like an ordinary animal." Interesting, huh? Prabhupada speaks very harsh, to the point, even in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. So hopefully you got where this paragraph is in your version of Bhagavad Gita. So let's start. In this world, man is not meant to toil like hogs. He must be intelligent to realize the importance of human life and refuse to act like an ordinary animal. A human being should realize the aim of life, and this direction is given in all Vedic literatures. And the essence is given in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic literatures. Vedic literature is meant for human beings, not for animals. Animals can kill other animals, and there is no question of sin on their part. But if a man kills an animal for the satisfaction of his uncontrolled taste, he must be responsible for breaking the laws of nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly explained that there are three kinds of activities according to the three different modes of nature: the activities of goodness, of passion, and of ignorance. Similarly, there are three kinds of eatables also: eatables in goodness, passion, and ignorance. All of this is clearly described, and if we properly utilize the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, then our whole life will become purified. And ultimately, we will be able to reach the destination which is beyond this material sky. Eventually, when we get to the chapter where the three modes of material nature are explained, Sattva, Raja and Tamagun, very nicely Srila Prabhupada has explained in English. Sattva is called mode of goodness, Rajagun is called mode of passion, and Tama is called mode of ignorance. Eventually we will realize, we will understand that everything in this material world is made of these three modes of material nature. Everything. Our body, many different kinds of species of life, morning, afternoon, evening, time, food, clothing, music, everything. Everything can be categorized and explained by using these three modes of material nature. So it's very important to understand these three modes of material nature, because repeatedly from second chapter Lord Krishna says, this is what is binding you. These are called three chains. Under the influence of these three modes of material nature, we act. We do our things, which is called as karma. It starts in 14th chapter in detail, but Krishna does mention three gunas starting from second chapter. And in the beginning of 14th chapter, where this explanation of these gunas starts, in the very first verse, Lord Krishna says, many munis, sadhus, they have understood these three modes of material nature and are able to get out of this bondage of material life. So listen carefully, he says to Arjuna. So Prabhupada is giving a short overview here. We are not supposed to act like animals. We are human beings. Vedic literatures are meant for us. And when we understand these three modes of material nature, how they are acting, we can get out of it. And go where? Reach the destination which is beyond this material sky. So that Prabhupada explains that late after this. That destination is called Sanatan sky, the eternal spiritual sky. In this material world, we find that everything is temporary. It comes into being, stays for some time, produces some byproducts, dwindles and then vanishes. This is the law of material world. Whether we use as an example this body or a piece of fruit or anything, everything goes through these stages. But beyond this temporary world, there is another world of which we have information. This world consists of another nature which is Sanatan or eternal. Jiva is also described as Sanatan, eternal, and the Lord is also. Did we read this? Yeah? Did we read this? Haribol?
I am on my phone, so the book is not with me, so I don't know. It looks like we read this.
Looks like we read this, isn't it?
Yeah.
So my bookmark was at the wrong place. Okay.
Yeah, let's.
Well, anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue.
I don't know where we were. So this another world is called Sanatan. It is Sanatan because it is eternal. So are we. So is the Lord. Lord is also described as Sanatan in the 11th chapter. We have an intimate relationship with the Lord, and because we are all qualitatively one, the Sanatan Dham or sky, the Sanatan Supreme Personality and the Sanatan living entities, the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to revive our Sanatan occupation or Sanatan Dharma, which is the eternal occupation of the living entity. We are temporarily engaged in different activities, but all of these activities can be purified when we give up all these temporary activities and take up to the activities which are prescribed by the Supreme Lord. This is called our pure life. It's very easy to understand. We are all looking for happiness. Nowhere in the Vedic literatures it is stated that you should give up your happiness or you should not strive for pursue happiness. But it's just the problem that we are looking for or we are finding happiness in everything that is temporary. In this material world, everything is temporary. So whatever happiness we may get will also be temporary. So if you want an everlasting, blissful, joyful life full of happiness, then you should look for that happiness in a permanent thing, for which Sanskrit word is Sanatan. The Supreme Lord and His transcendental abode are both Sanatan, as are the living entities, and the combined association of the Supreme Lord and the living entities in Sanatan abode is the perfection of human life. Combined association means we have to get back to our original relationship with the Lord, which is also Sanatan, permanent. And that is the perfection of human form of life. The Lord is very kind to the living entities because they are His sons. Lord Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Yonishu Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the father of all. Of course, there are all types of living entities according to their various karmas. But here the Lord claims that He is the father of all of them. Therefore, the Lord descends to reclaim all of these fallen, conditioned souls, to call them back to the Sanatan eternal sky, so that the Sanatan living entities may regain their eternal Sanatan positions in eternal association with the Lord. The Lord comes Himself in different incarnations, or He sends His confidential servants as sons or His associates or acharyas to reclaim the conditioned souls. Therefore, Sanatan Dharma does not refer to any sectarian process of religion. It is the eternal function of the eternal living entities in relationship with the eternal Supreme Lord. So many times Srila Prabhupada is repeating this eternal Sanatan, eternal Sanatan. Then we can fix what we are reading in our mind. Sanatan Dharma refers, as stated previously, to the eternal occupation of the living entity. Occupation, you have to do something. Ramanujacharya has explained the word Sanatan as that which has neither beginning nor end. So when we speak of Sanatan Dharma, we must take it for granted on the authority of Sri Ramanujacharya that it has neither beginning nor end. The English word religion is a little different from Sanatan Dharma. Religion conveys the idea of faith, and faith may change. One may have faith in a particular process and he may change this faith and adopt another. But Sanatan Dharma refers to that activity which cannot be changed. For instance, liquidity cannot be taken from water, nor can heat be taken away from fire. Similarly, the eternal function of the eternal living entity cannot be taken from the living entity. Sanatan Dharma is eternally integral with the living entity. When we speak of Sanatan Dharma, therefore, we must take it for granted on the authority of Sri Ramanujacharya that it has neither beginning nor end. That which has neither end nor beginning must not be sectarian, for it cannot be limited by any boundaries. Yet, those belonging to some sectarian faith will wrongly consider that Sanatana Dharma is also sectarian. But if we go deeply into the matter and consider it in the light of modern science, it is possible for us to see that Sanatana Dharma is the business of all the people of the world. Sanatana Dharma is the business of all the people of the world, nay, of all the living entities of this universe. See, Srila Prabhupada is how clear about what he is trying to present. When we go out and tell some of the Hindu devotees, so-called Hindu devotees, they are not even Hindu actually. One of my god brother actually, he was telling me that, oh, Srila Prabhupada just said like that because he wanted to preach in the Western world, and actually we are Hindus. Yeah, Hindu, the sect Hindu is closely related to the Sanatana Dharma. These are the people who practiced the Sanatana Dharma from long time. One second, I need to take this call. Hello? Hello?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण.
हा
ठीक आहे ते तर कोण असेल तर त्यांना शटर ओढायला सांगा, तुम्हाला जमणार नाही. ठीक आहे ओके. हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्ण. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji. I had to take one call. Important call. I'm back.
Okay.
So I was saying that see how intelligently and how systematically Srila Prabhupada is presenting that we are not Hindus. Neither are we Muslims or anything else. He does tell in the next paragraph, I think. But today, unfortunately, entire ISKCON is filled with this Hindu ideology. It is not to say that we are not Hindus. We are Hindus, but we have to practice Sanatana Dharma. We can say that the people who live in India, were born in Indian, many different sub-castes of Hindu religion, and but they are not Sanatana Dharmis. Whoever reads Bhagavad Gita and practices what is given in Bhagavad Gita, he is a Sanatana Dharma. Well, he also should be called Hindu, but whoever is crying out loud on the road that we are Hindu, we should protect Hindu, when you go and ask them, do you have Bhagavad Gita? They will most probably say no. That is the problem. And many of our devotees, they say that Srila Prabhupada took this stance just to preach in the Western world. No. Actually, that is what he wanted. He would not have said so clearly and so systematically. This cannot be called a religion, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, etc. This is Sanatana Dharma, and the Sanatana Dharma, it has a meaning. Sanatana means permanent. Dharma means duty, occupation. Permanent occupation of the permanent Sanatana living entity. It's very important to understand that. And how do we know what is that? That is what is given in the Bhagavad Gita. Very nice introduction, isn't it? Non-Sanatana religious faith may have some beginning in the annals of human history, but there is no beginning to the history of Sanatana Dharma because it remains eternally with the living entities. So Prabhupada is stressing very strongly on this. Sri Ramanujacharya says that it has no beginning and it has no end. So, insofar as the living entities are concerned, the authoritative Shastras state that the living entity has neither birth nor death. In the Gita, it is stated that the living entity is never born and he never dies. Eternal and indestructible, and he continues to live after the destruction of his temporary material body. In reference to the concept of Sanatana Dharma, we must try to understand the concept of religion from the Sanskrit root meaning of the word Sanatan and Dharma. Dharma refers to that which is constantly existing with the particular object. We conclude that there is heat and light along with the fire. Without heat and light, there is no meaning to the word fire. Similarly, we must discover the essential part of the living being, that part which is his constant companion, which can never be separated from him. That constant companion is his eternal quality, and that eternal quality is his eternal religion. When Sanatan Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the Swarup of every living being, the Lord replied that the Swarup or constitutional position of the living entity is the rendering of the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This word Swarup is often used to indicate the original state, original position. Swarup. If we analyze this statement of Lord Chaitanya, and we can easily see that every living being is constantly engaged in rendering service to another living being. A living being serves on other living beings in two capacities. By doing so, the living entity enjoys life. The lower animals serve human beings as servants serve their master. A serves B master, B serves C master, and C serves D master, and so on. Under these circumstances, we can see that one friend serves another friend, the mother serves the son, the wife serves the husband serves the wife, and so on. If we go on searching in this spirit, it will be seen that there is no exception in the society of living beings to the activity of service. Everybody is serving. The politician presents his manifesto for the public to convince them of his capacity for service. The voters therefore give the politician their valuable votes, thinking that he will render valuable service to society. The shopkeeper serves the customer, and the artisan serves the capitalist. The capitalist serves the family, and the family serves the state in return. The family serves the state in the terms of the eternal capacity of the eternal living being. In this way, we can see that no living being is exempt from rendering service to other living beings. And therefore, we can safely conclude that service is the constant companion of the living being, and that the rendering of service is the eternal religion of the living being. Yet, man professes to belong to a particular type of faith with reference to particular time and circumstances, and thus claims to be a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or any other sect. Such designations are non-Sanatana Dharma. A Hindu may change his faith to become a Muslim, or a Muslim may change his faith to become a Hindu, or a Christian may change his faith, and so on. But in all circumstances, the change of religious faith does not affect the eternal occupation of rendering service to others. The Hindus, Muslim, or Christian, in all circumstances, is servant of someone. Thus, to profess a particular type of sect is not to profess one's Sanatana Dharma. The rendering of service is Sanatana Dharma. Factually, we are related to the Supreme Lord in service. The Supreme Lord is the supreme enjoyer, and we living entities are his servitors. We are created for his enjoyment, and if we participate in that eternal enjoyment with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we become happy. We cannot become happy otherwise. It is not possible to be happy independently, just as no one part of the body can be happy without cooperating with the stomach. It is not possible for the living entity to be happy without rendering transcendental loving service unto the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, so yeah, of course, these all concepts we will be reading in much great detail later. Right now, just accept it as it is. The way it works is, everybody, like Prabhupada says here, everybody is serving someone else. There is nobody is free here or independent who can say that I can live however I want. That is what everybody is desiring for, that freedom, that independence. So, this attitude where we are servants, we have to serve others, but constantly we want others to serve us. We are trying to avoid this service, and that is what makes us unhappy. Because that is our constant companion, Prabhupada says. It's our integral part. Like light cannot be separated from fire. Sweetness cannot be separated from sugar. So we are trying to separate very much our integral part of our being, and that is going to make us unhappy. We have to serve, and that service should also be to the ultimate master who has created us for his enjoyment. When we understand this and we start serving him back, we become completely happy, eternally happy. In the Bhagavad Gita, worship of different demigods or rendering service to them is not approved. It is stated in the 7th chapter, 20th verse, Kamaistaistair rita ajnana prapadyante anya devata tam tam niyamam asthaya prakritya niyata svaya. I read introduction to Bhagavad Gita so many times, but I get surprised every time when I'm reading again. I feel like Prabhupada never said this in introduction. Directly in introduction, Prabhupada says, we are not Hindus. We are not supposed to serve demigods. How did people, even after reading this, how did they accept Bhagavad Gita? They continued reading and then became devotees also. This Prabhupada was magical, isn't it? Today, you go and tell this someone, we are not Hindus, they will hate you. Tell them we are not supposed to worship demigods, they'll hate you, isn't it? This verse from 7th chapter, those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Here it is plainly said that those who are directed by lust worship demigods and not the Supreme Lord Krishna. When we mention the name Krishna, we do not refer to any sectarian name. Krishna means the highest pleasure. And it is confirmed that the Supreme Lord is the reservoir or storehouse of all pleasures. We are all hankering after pleasure. Anandamaya abhyasat. The living entities, like the Lord, are full of consciousness and they are after happiness. The Lord is perpetually happy. And if the living entities associate with the Lord, cooperate with Him, and take part in His association, then they also become happy, perpetually happy. The Lord descends to this material world and to show His pastimes in Vrindavan, which are full of happiness. When Lord Sri Krishna was in Vrindavan, his activities with his cowherd boyfriends, with his damsel friends, with the inhabitants of Vrindavan, and with the cows were all full of happiness. Even though there were some leelas where they seemed to be like in grief or in sorrow because of the separation from Lord, it was all happiness. As long as you remember Krishna, it's all happiness. The total population of Vrindavan knew nothing but Krishna. But Lord Krishna even discouraged his father Nanda Maharaj from worshipping the demigod Indra because he wanted to establish the fact that people need not worship any demigod. They need only worship the Supreme Lord because their ultimate goal is to return to his abode. The description of Lord Krishna, the description of the discussion between young Krishna and Nanda Maharaj when he is trying to ask his father why you are performing this grand yajna ceremony for worshipping Lord Indra. It's very interesting. You should read that. The abode of Lord Sri Krishna is described in the Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, 6th verse. Na tad bhashayate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yad gatvana nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. The abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by electricity. And anyone who reaches it never comes back to the material world. This verse gives a description of that eternal sky. Of course, we have a material conception of the sky, and we think of it in relationship to the sun, moon, stars, and so on. But in this verse, the Lord states that in the eternal sky, there is no need for the sun, nor for the moon, nor fire, or any kind, because the spiritual sky is already illuminated by the Brahma Jyoti, rays emanating from the Supreme Lord. We are trying with difficulty to reach other planets, but it is not difficult to understand the abode of the Supreme Lord. This abode is referred to as Goloka. In the Brahma Samhita, it is beautifully described, Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. The Lord resides eternally in his abode Golok, yet he can be approached from this world, and to this end the Lord comes to manifest his real form, Satchidananda Vigraha. When he manifests in this form, there is no need for our imagining what he looks like. To discourage such imaginative speculation, he descends and exhibits himself as he is, as Shyam Sundar. Unfortunately, the less intelligent deride him because he comes as one of us and plays with us as human being. But because of this, we should not consider that the Lord is one of us. It is by his potency that he presents himself in his real form before us and displays his pastimes, which are prototypes of those pastimes found in his abode. In the effulgent rays of the spiritual sky, there are innumerable planets floating. The Brahma Jyoti emanates from the supreme abode, Krishna Loka, and the Anandamaya Chinmay planets, which are not material, float in those rays. The Lord says, Natad bhashayate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yad gatvana nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. One who can approach that spiritual sky is not required to descend again to the material sky. In the material sky, even if we approach the highest planet, Brahmalok, What to speak of the moon? We will find the same condition of life, namely birth, death, disease, and old age. No planet is free from these four principles of material existence. Therefore, the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. The living entities are traveling from one planet to another, not by mechanical arrangement, but by spiritual process. This is also mentioned, Yanti Deva Vrita Devan Pitrin Yanti Pitrivrata. No mechanical arrangement is necessary if we want interplanetary travel. The Gita instructs, Yanti Deva Vrita Devan, the moon, the sun, the higher planets are called Swarga Loka. There are three different statuses of planets, higher, middle, and lower planetary system. The earth belongs to the middle planetary system. Bhagavad Gita informs us how to travel to the higher planetary systems, Devaloka, with a very simple formula. Yanti Deva Vrita Devan. One need only worship the particular demigod of that particular planet, and in that way go to the moon, the sun, or any other higher planetary systems. Prabhupada many times, Prabhupada very clearly stated that we cannot go to these planets by mechanical arrangement. It's not possible. Many people debate on this, whether United States, whether they went to moon or not. I think in 1969, when Prabhupada was there actually, and Prabhupada, the very first time Prabhupada heard of this, he said, no, it is not possible, they didn't go. And today, after 50, 60 years, many people do believe that they didn't go. There's so many evidences available to prove that they didn't go. In fact, in Srimad Bhagavatam, actually, we will go in this in great detail when this verse comes, Yanti Deva Vrita Devan. But just I remembered in Srimad Bhagavatam, very first canto, I think first chapter or second chapter, Srila Prabhupada states that whoever is trying to go to the moon planet by mechanical arrangement without purifying themselves and worshipping the moon god, he is a Ravan. He is very similar to Ravan, because Ravan also wanted to go to moon planets, Swargaloka planets, without being eligible. He wanted to build a staircase. It's a similar thing that we are trying to build a rocket today and go there, even though we are not qualified to go there. But Shastra states very clearly, unless you become qualified to go there, you cannot go. Yet Bhagavad Gita does not advise us to go to any of the planets in this material world, because even if we go to Brahmaloka, the highest planet, through some sort of mechanical contrivance, by maybe traveling for 40,000 years, and who would live for that long, we will still find the material inconveniences of birth, death, disease, and old age. Whoever is new to Bhagavad Gita, the way Prabhupada is explaining here is that there are higher planetary systems, 7 higher planetary systems and 7 lower planetary systems. We are in the middle. And as you go upper in higher planetary systems, a system consisting of many planets. Swargaloka is just not one planet. It has so many, like Prabhupada just said, sun, moon, they are all part of Swargaloka. Similarly, there are names of each planetary system. Pitriloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Maharloka. And as we go to the higher planetary system, the living conditions there are much better than the lower planetary systems. There is much less pain, there is much less sorrow. People have they live longer, their age is higher. Like in the, I think in 10th chapter somewhere, Prabhupada gives the calculation of Brahma's lifespan. So if you go to Brahmaloka, you also can live that much longer actually. It's a huge number, 43 lakhs multiplied by 2 multiplied by 365 multiplied by 100 or something. But even after that much time, you still have to die. Still have to take another birth, and you have to go through old age and disease. Even though it is less miserable there, you still have to go through this. That is what the point Prabhupada is trying to state here. And this is all explained in Bhagavad Gita. So, yet Bhagavad Gita does not advise us to go to any of the planets in this material world, because even if you go to Brahmaloka, the highest planet, through some sort of mechanical contrivance, by maybe traveling for 40,000 years, we will still find the material inconveniences of birth, death, disease and old age. But one who wants to approach the supreme planet, Krishna Loka, or any of the other planets within the spiritual sky, will not meet with these material inconveniences. So like in spiritual sky also there are many planets, unlimited. Actually in this material sky itself we cannot count. And spiritual sky is said to be 3 times bigger than this material sky. But anywhere you go there and have a desire to go on any of these planets and live with the Supreme Lord or any of his incarnation in any form, there is no birth, death, disease and old age. It's eternal happiness. Amongst all of the planets in the spiritual sky, there is one supreme planet called Goloka Vrindavan, which is the original planet in the abode of the original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Should be. All of this information is given in Bhagavad Gita, and we are given through its information how to leave the material world and begin a truly blissful life in the spiritual sky. I have a 1972 version of Bhagavad Gita, so there may be many printing mistakes. In the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the real picture of the material world is given. It is said there, Urdhva Moolam Adashakam Ashvatam Prahuravyam Chandamsi Yasya Purnani Yasyatam Vedasa Vedavit. The Supreme Lord said, there is a banyan tree which has its root upward and its branches down, and the Vedic hymns are its leaves. One who knows this tree is knower of the Vedas. Symbolically, it's very nicely explained in the 15th chapter. We will read at that time. Here, the material world is described as a tree whose roots are upwards and branches are below. We have experience of a tree whose roots are upwards. If one stands on the bank of a river or any reservoir of water, he can see that the trees reflected in the water are upside down. The branches go downwards and the roots upward. Similarly, this material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. The material world is but a shadow of reality. In the shadow, there is no reality or sustainability. But from the shadow, we can understand that there is substance and reality. In the desert, there is no water, but the mirage suggests that there is such a thing as water. In the material world, there is no water, there is no happiness, but the real water or actual happiness is there in the spiritual world. So this world is the reflection of spiritual world. It's not real, but we're trying to take it as real, and that's what makes us unhappy. But this world is not useless also, like Mayavadi people think. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. This world gives us an idea that how spiritual world can be, could be. What to expect there. The Lord suggests that we attain the spiritual world in the following manner. Nirvana Moha Jita Sanga Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kama Dvandvair Vimukta Sukha Dukkha Sanjair Gachanti Amudha Padam Avyayam Tat. That Padam Avyayam or eternal kingdom can be reached by one who is Nirmana Moha. What does this mean? We are after designations. Someone wants to become a son, someone wants to become Lord, someone wants to become the president or a rich man or king or something else. As long as we are attached to these designations, we are attached to the body, because designations belong to the body. But we are not these bodies, and realizing this is the first stage in spiritual realization. We are associated with the three modes of material nature, but we must become detached through devotional service to the Lord. If we are not attached to devotional service to the Lord, then we cannot become detached from the modes of material nature. Designations and attachments are due to our lust and desire, our wanting to lord it over the material nature. As long as we do not give up this propensity of lording it over material nature, there is no possibility of returning to the kingdom of the Supreme, the Sanatan Dham. That eternal kingdom, which is never destroyed, can be approached by one who is not bewildered by the attraction of false material enjoyment, who is situated in the service of the Supreme Lord. One so situated can easily approach the Supreme Abode. So the process, who is the Lord, who are we, how is Dhama looks like, what to expect there, and how to go there, that is also described in the Bhagavad Gita. Everything. Elsewhere in the Gita it is stated, Avyakto Ksharat iti uktas tam ahu paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Avyakta means unmanifested. Not even all of the material world is manifested before us. Our senses are so imperfect that we cannot even see all of the stars within this material universe. In Vedic literature, we can receive much information about all the planets, and we can believe it or not believe it. All of the important planets are described in Vedic literatures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, and the spiritual world, which is beyond this material world, is described as Avyakta, unmanifested. One should desire and hanker after that supreme kingdom, for when one attains that kingdom, he does not have to return to this material world. When we read this, we have to understand that, people when they read like this, but we don't have to come back to this material world again. We don't have to take birth again. Well, they get scared because they don't understand that we have to go to the spiritual world and get a spiritual body, have a spiritual family. We are so attached to this body, we don't even understand the way Bhagavad Gita is presented. Most people, they don't, when they are reading Bhagavad Gita, they don't understand why it is mentioned again and again that we don't have to live here. We have to leave this material world. We don't have to come back again to this material. What's wrong with this material world? That's what we have to first explain. That's what Bhagavad Gita explains first. That in this material world is only misery. There is no happiness. Sorry. So it will eventually all be explained. Next, one may raise the question of how one goes about approaching that abode of the Supreme Lord. Information of this is given in the 8th chapter. It is stated there, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshayaha. Anyone who quits his body at the end of life, remembering me, attains immediately to my nature. And there is no doubt about this. That's a very good point to stop. Let's stop here. So tomorrow we will read from here. So Lord Krishna Prabhupada is very nicely presenting this introduction where he gives what all things are there in Bhagavad Gita in a great detail actually. What to expect, isn't it? It is explained that who are you, who is the Lord, what is this material nature, Prakriti, what is Kala, what is Karma, how the Karma is binding you here, who is binding, how it is binding, why it is so miserable here. Everybody is trying to be permanently happy with permanent body, but nobody has information about this. But you can get this information in Bhagavad Gita. Then how to go there, how to attain that. So we'll continue reading tomorrow. Hopefully we'll finish tomorrow. We'll try to see if we can finish tomorrow, so then we can start from chapter 1 next week. Hare Krishna. Any discussions? Any questions, concerns, discussions, realizations?
As we read and as we talked, one very strong realization is the Hinduism and the Hindu dress. It is so much intricately attached to us. It is so difficult to get rid of the Hindu mentality. And as Prabhupada said, that we are not Hindu. We are really not Hindu. And all the karma kanda that we do in the name of Hinduism, it's just not right. Again, the karma kanda is not wrong, but the way we do it, the way to gain something, again, that has nothing to do with Sanatana Dharma. As you said, even in the introduction, Prabhupada is writing so strongly what to talk about in the text itself, and again Bhagavada. And I think now it has become even more and more. It is the Hindu mentality is coming. What to talk about other sampradaya, even in ISKCON. You go, the Devi God worship, slowly Devi God worship is creeping in.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a interesting point you brought. The so-called Hindus, they are not into karma kanda also anymore. It's a pure Western civilization-based sense enjoyment nowadays. They don't even go to temple actually. But when it comes to me, my, oh, I am Hindu. It's all about me, my. Yeah. Demigod worship. Yeah.
The definition that Prabhupada gives about the definition of religion, I think that's one of the very important concepts to understand, that we can change our religion. So today, and we see in this world, a lot of Hindus have become Muslims, a lot of Muslims have become Christians, a lot of Christians have become Hindu have become Christian.
Yeah.
That
Is our leaders, they do encourage this because in one of the lectures with this, I think some Maharaj explains, after Srila Prabhupada left, they got bombarded by so many expenses, and there was nobody real preacher was there to sustain the movement. And then so many senior devotees, sannyasis, they got in trouble because of the whole child abuse thing and got slammed by a $400 million court case. They literally were, it was about to shut down. And that's when they realized, oh, the Hindus can give us money. And that's where this whole Hinduism started. You can literally see anywhere in the world you go today, most of the temples are filled with Hindus. The world is. Yeah.
It's interesting that you brought most of the Hindu temple. Right now we are in New Vrindavan. Came here for the. You see that here, out of all the places in the world, you see that the intent Prabhupada started this the farming community, and here it is all about exactly what we talked. The Hinduism has creeped in every nooks and corner.
Yeah.
But yes, it's there. But again, those who understand this, that people who understand what it is, what Prabhupada's mission is, we should become more serious about this.
Yeah, somebody who tries to argue with you about this, you should tell them that try to become a real Hindu. Try to become a genuine Hindu. That's what we are trying to preach. Yeah, it's just fashion.
Others, Rajesh Prabhu, Amol Prabhu is there. Thoughts. I was thinking that we'll do the video call, but yeah, maybe Prabhu, I think.
Hare Krishna, story from
Yeah, Rajesh Prabhu, you were saying something?
We can't hear you. You are still muted, Rajesh Prabhu.
Oh, no. I didn't have any questions, but very happy to join the class and start reading again.
One thing, it's not always ask question. Like let's say, we can also share our some realization, so that let's make the class lively.
Yeah.
No, sure, Prabhu, sure. I am tomorrow. From the next week, I'll be even more of this thing, because this week I'm actually preparing to go to India. I'm leaving tomorrow for 2 weeks. my mom's been in and out of the hospital a couple of times, so I'm just going to go see my parents actually. So I'm leaving tomorrow, and then I'll be back in like May 10th. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just a little stressed out with that, Prabhu. That's all. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
It's okay.
More Prabhuji, how since so you have been reading, listening for a long time. What's your take on the Hinduism when you came?
Not about Hinduism or anything. It's more of the kind of upbringing itself. We've been never. We only know that there is Bhagavad Gita, but since childhood, nobody spoke about what Bhagavad Gita is and what is taught in or what is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. It's just more of as what we say that God is here for just as an order taker. That is what is being just taught, and that has been in mind throughout the life. And after hearing Bhagavad Gita, what is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, it's completely different. We call it as dharma or religion, whatever it is, right? As you mentioned, be it Muslim, be it Christian, or be it Hindu, right? But more of what is the message given in all the religion is what I'm able to understand as I've been. I would not say I've understood. It's more of I'm still trying to understand that what is being said in Bhagavad Gita. It's completely different than what we've been brought up with, since childhood. It's completely different. As we see big mandirs, there are people, there is line of thousands of people go to mandirs and everything they do. Right? It's just more of just give and take. That is what they have in relationship with God, and then it's just out of fear. Right? That is what I've understood. It's not about fear, it's more of a kind of relationship of love, how we can establish with God is what is being said in Bhagavad Gita. But we've been just in a fear throughout our entire life. That is what I would just want to say.
Yes. Leave about what is in Bhagavad Gita. Actually, I never even touched Bhagavad Gita before I went Manipal. I never touched what is in there reading. That is noted. That is different.
I had also not heard or I had not listened to it. I gone through this local, but I started to understand when I started to attend Prabhu's class. Because even I had been listening to many Bhagavad Gita lectures given by various lectures as part of ISKCON as well. But they are just crash courses, 14 lectures, 15 lectures, 1 month course. But since now it would be around 2 years, I've been listening to Prabhuji. Since I've started to listen to Bhagavad Gita, I'm trying to understand. Another thing is that this, I don't know, this I'm working towards how I can transition the things what I've been doing. I hope it gets materialized.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's a journey. Takes time. But yeah, it takes time, but at the same time, we should not be very complacent. Because again, this is the life we have got. We don't know next life where we will be.
Just one question. Probably do we have kids class because kids were waiting?
Oh no,
Prabhuji,
I think no, Prabhu, no today, because they went to for rehearsal of the drama that is coming up for the Nasyan Chaturdashi,
Oh,
and there is no network there. Where they went early morning today.
okay.
Yeah, sorry, I think they don't have network, so they didn't send any message also.
So they are still there, Rish Prabhuji and family, and
They left this morning, afternoon, not morning, noon time.
they went back.
From here they went to Ganpatipule, and from there they are
Okay.
going home, I think. Yeah. ठीक है प्रभु जी, we'll close here.
Yes, Prabhuji.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। वैष्णव ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। भगवत गीता जस्या है तस्य की जय। हरे कृष्ण। थैंक यू वेरी मच। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।